what's up? We are here with the Loud Thumbs Playground. So if you guys have not been here, it was our first time live doing this. Heather and I,
Yep.
husband and wife, go see some movies with the family every once in a while, and we decided to make it part of the Loud Thumbs channel.
Yep.
So we've been doing this for a little while. If you guys have already seen it, thanks for tuning in. If not, well,
Hi.
welcome. Yeah.
Hello.
We're going to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 today, and this is just going to be a quick spoiler-free type of thing, but we're testing out some new stuff, so it was a good opportunity to do that at the same time. We saw it opening night in IMAX.
Yes, which love IMAX.
Yeah, IMAX is the only way to go see a movie anymore, honestly, with the prices and everything.
I know.
So, and the movie does not disappoint.
No.
I think that's just, it's a gush session. That's hard to say, but we're huge Guardians fans.
Huge Guardian fans.
Some of the biggest, I think.
Yes.
So yeah, it's gonna be a little biased, maybe.
No, it's just the truth.
But I agree. It is. It is just the truth. We're not gonna go over scenes or anything like that. We just kind of want to talk about, how the movie fits in, where the trilogy's, going after this, and
How we felt watching it.
How we felt about it. Well, what were your overall thoughts of the movie? Obviously,
I loved it. I would have been down. I'm still down to go see it again. Like, let's just leave and go watch it right now. I don't care. It was amazing. It did not disappoint me in any single way.
Nope.
Like, I just keep playing certain scenes over and over in my head, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this
soundtrack's
so
amazing again.
James Gunn, man, like, I'm sad that he's leaving the Guardians and the MCU, more the Guardians, because that was his jam, but it makes me a little excited for his future projects. But as far as, like, overall Guardians, this one, it just put a nice little bow on everything.
Yeah.
Like, you were given this present, and the wrapping was perfect with the beautiful bow.
It was worth waiting 10 years to open it.
Yes, it was.
It's a long time. 2014 was the original.
Mm-hmm.
And, they nailed it. There are several emotional arcs to go through. Several. Not just 3.
Not just like a couple or a few, but several.
And that was for us. I mean, we're connected, quite well with a lot of the characters, pretty much all of them. And all of them in some way or another will go through an emotional, journey. And they're all great. They're all satisfying. Some unexpected. But a lot of the movie, I tried to see what was going to happen. Like, there were several parts we talked about when we left where I was like, I thought this, I thought that, and I was wrong every time. Yeah. And I like being wrong when it comes to that kind of stuff because it just makes it more enjoyable.
Yeah, I agree. There were a couple parts where I was like, oh, this is what's going to happen because this is what happens in every movie.
Right.
And that's not what happened, and I was like, oh.
Yep, okay. It was great. I loved seeing, more from Rocket. This movie is kind of a Rocket-centric movie. Mm-hmm. He's kind of the centerpiece of it, and I loved it. It was great. They did the character complete justice, which I was not worried about doing, but I think we got to see, one of the greatest comic book movies ever made. I mean, it was really good.
Oh,
I didn't believe the hype, but I left,
very much believing it and being a part of it.
Yeah.
Like, if anybody was like, what movie should I go see? Guardians 3.
Absolutely.
Well, I haven't seen the other 2. It doesn't matter. Just go see it.
Yeah.
Because then you'll want to go back and watch the other 2.
Yeah, yeah. You might want to watch the other ones first because I think the emotional beats would hit you better.
Yeah.
But as far as an enjoyable movie and like not being taken too seriously, you would probably still really have, well, you definitely really have a good time watching it, but you might be lost on a few things. Gamora mainly. would be the biggest thing you'd be lost on, because if you didn't watch Infinity War, you'd be like, what
Yeah.
is this? So
But they do kind of tell you like a little bit about it, like,
yeah, a little bit.
so you could get away with watching it alone, I
I think so.
think.
I think so. But I don't think people are gonna do that. I think you're
No.
gonna watch both
Yes.
and then watch this one. I feel like this is a 5 movie arc because I feel like it was the first two Guardians, Infinity War, Endgame,
And
and
then,
then
yeah.
and
That's a good point.
I honestly kind of feel like it's a 6 movie arc because I think you need to throw Ragnarok in there. And the reason for that is because they have that connection with Thor that you
Mm-hmm.
don't know why. If you don't know that what happens at the end of Ragnarok starts at the beginning of Infinity War when the
Mm-hmm.
Guardians find Thor.
Right.
So I think it's kind of a 6 movie arc, but
Ooh,
oh,
bless me.
bless you. But it's definitely a 5 movie arc. So I would say if you're gonna watch them, you want to really get all of it, and you haven't for some reason, and you're watching this, go watch the first two, watch Infinity War, Endgame, and then Volume 3, and you'll get all of it. I think you'll be just fine.
Yeah.
And you'll probably be sobbing a little bit.
Ironically, we did watch it in that order recently.
Yeah, that's true. We
Because
did.
we went through and did Guardians 1 and 2, and then we did Infinity War and Endgame.
Right.
Just on a whim, watching
Right.
movies. That's what we picked. So,
it's true.
yeah.
That is very true. But yes, this would be a tough one because we're pretty biased on the Guardians as to whether it would be better than like Endgame, which is a lot of people saying that. And I think the biggest thing about this movie versus Endgame for me personally was this one had so many, like Avengers has a bunch going on, obviously, but this had so many like in one simple team that was all connected, that all went through an arc,
Right.
and
they all had like their individual stories, but it was like one main arc for them.
Right.
There was one goal. I mean, there was one goal in Endgame, but honestly, at the end of Endgame, everybody kind of got their own kind of like, how do I want to say, ending. Like, it wasn't like it was a team, but not like as close knit as Guardians are.
Right.
Like, Guardians is more like a family.
Right, exactly.
Than just a team.
Like, the Avengers didn't end. The
Right.
Guardians more or less end.
Right.
In the trilogy. So, yes, I feel like it was just and maybe I don't know where I was going with that, but I feel like it's just difficult to put them in the same place because I'm biased on Guardians. I definitely, they're my Avengers is what I tell people. So for me, this one is not easy to watch for Volume 3 as much as like 1 and 2 is, but I don't know. I think I would find myself like rewatching this one and enjoying it more and more every time, more than Endgame. Endgame has its hype moments, big deals, Cap picking up the hammer and things like that, and everybody coming back, which is a super epic moment. That one's hard to stand against if we pick just that moment for me. But I think as an overall movie, I just like seeing the whole wrap up of the Guardians because I think it was done great, perfectly. Like, I don't think it could have been done much better.
No, because it wraps it up for you. Just go see it. We don't want to spoil it.
Exactly.
But
go watch it.
It was amazing. Like, we left the movie the whole way home discussing things that we loved about it, certain scenes, certain lines, how the music fit into the movie. Like, we're listening to the soundtrack on the way home. Oh, this is the part where blah, blah, blah happens. And, there are some MCU firsts in this movie.
Yeah.
So,
the first F-bomb, which is...
Yes.
It's great, by the way.
It is fantastic.
So, loved it. And it fits perfectly into the Guardians, like...
Yeah, it didn't feel forced.
Nope.
It didn't feel... It was like, that is exactly where that would happen.
That's what would happen. That's when you would drop it, if you had to drop it. So, yeah, it was really, really good. A really terrible villain, by the way.
Oh, he's the worst.
He's bad. He's right up there with Thanos.
Oh, yeah.
So it was definitely cool to see them going up against something that, really needed to be gotten rid of and save the galaxy again. Loved it. I really loved it. The kids loved it as well. you know, we
I do
even
feel like this villain was worse than Ego. And Ego was
yes,
pretty bad.
Ego was pretty bad. He was just selfish. He's kind of,
Yeah.
this guy, uh, on top of selfish. I mean,
He's
he
horrible.
has that what is it they call it a god complex, right?
Yes,
He
he's
has
a
that.
god
He has
complex.
that.
Very
Like
much
not a
so.
god, but he has a god complex,
And
and it's pretty bad.
yeah.
Pretty bad.
Yeah, and I would say, you can look at reviews and things and it'll give you kind of an idea of why, but I didn't feel like anything was so horrible that like I didn't ever want to watch the movie again. Like
No, no.
nothing felt like it was just done to be gratuitous. It
Mm,
was part of the story.
right. Yep. Yep. It was all well done.
Yes.
Great,
So well
great
done.
performances from everybody. Story was amazing. Soundtrack was fantastic. Comedy was up there. I was. It's Guardians all over again, which
Yep.
is all I ever want. So yeah, keep them coming. But we'll see if there's any more to come from it. Make sure if you haven't watched it, you stick around after the credits, man. It's a good one. It's a good one.
Mhm.
So it piques some interest and raises some questions.
Yeah.
I want to see what happens. So we'll find out from there. But we all know with comics they can kind of do anything they want. But
Yep. There's lots of source material.
oh yeah, tons of it, tons of it.
But it was definitely an amazing movie. I loved it. I would totally be down to just get in the car and go see it again.
Yep,
It was amazing.
absolutely.
Go check it out. That's my vote on it.
Go watch it and then pop back over and talk with us about it. So we have loudthumbs at gmail.com is our email. There's a Discord you can find for our channel as well that we're still trying to grow out there. So join us on those platforms or email us because we love talking movies and they're coming back. I mean, the theaters are hopping again. So
Yep.
Mario and Guardians
Yep.
are taking over the theaters right now. A lot of Chris Pratt happening in the theaters, guys.
He's gonna save us.
Yeah, maybe. He can get us all out of the funk finally. I'll be okay with that. All right, well, hey, that's it. We're going to get out of here for now. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be bringing these live as they happen, so just be ready for them. We'll send out the playground. You'll see that notification. And until next time, go grab a movie, grab a show, go watch something.